Welcome to the Hair of the Dog podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Begley, and in this episode, you guys are going to witness a transformation that has literally changed my life. It's been about 2 months almost since that transformation, and I am proud to say that not once have I defaulted to my old thought pattern since Heather helped me unlock this new thought that has just really transformed everything. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to the Hair of the Dog podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Begley, and founder of Hair of the Dog Academy. And today, I am taking you behind the scenes on one of my coaching calls with none other than one and only Heather Lahtinen. See, earlier this year, I started doing some one-to-one coaching with Heather because, well, we all have stuff to work through. And Heather is a master at helping us work through all of the gunk that is in our head and all of the unhelpful thoughts. You guys likely have heard her here on the podcast. She is an occasional guest coach here in the Hair of the Dog Academy. And of course, she's the leader of our Elevate program, helping photographers everywhere get massive results so much faster than they would if they were going at it alone. In this call, you guys are going to listen behind the scenes to our actual unedited coaching call, because I know there's probably a lot of questions out there of like, what actually happens on a coaching call? What possible transformation can I get in 20 minutes that will change my life? Well, this, my friends, is proof, and you can actually just go through the whole process with us. Now, there are times that maybe it might feel like it's moving a little slow because the big breakthrough comes towards the end. But again, it is under 20 minutes. So go ahead, put it on like 1.2, 1.5 if you need to as you're listening to this podcast. But I encourage you to listen to the whole thing and to really see what it's like to actually be on a coaching call. Now, these coaching calls happen if you're doing one-to-one coaching. They also happen on just about every single call that Heather hosts inside our Elevate program, or when she's occasionally a guest host in the Hair of the Dog Academy during our guest office hours. Truly, it is unbelievable what difference it could make. So to give you a little background, the thing that Heather and I talk about during this call is my pretty constant struggle with feeling like there's not enough time, and the frustration that I would feel when I'm interrupted and when I don't get to actually work on the things that I want to work on, which are the big projects in my business. You know, the big fun things that are moving it forward, things like revamping the academy, creating new content, putting together new podcasts and things like this for you. And so when I wasn't able to work on those, like all the time, I would start to feel frustrated when I would get interrupted. So in a matter of 20 minutes, we were literally able to shift this and replace that thought of I'm never going to get these big projects done with a brand new thought that I'm not going to tell you what that thought is. You're going to have to listen to that coaching program or that coaching call. But turns out it has completely shifted my view on work, life, and really pretty much everything. And it has been almost 2 months, and there has not been one relapse into the frustration of feeling like there's not enough time, which, if you know me, that is huge. So anyway, I'm going to leave you to listen to this call. And if you are interested in getting more coaching like this in your life, you definitely want to check out our Elevate program. Just go to hairofthedogacademy.com/elevate. And we have a new enrollment opening at the end of March if you want to be with that new cohort starting April 1st. So anyway, check it out, enjoy the call, and I will see you after.
I'm setting the timer for 20 minutes.
All right.
Let's go. What's on your mind today?
Oh, Heather. You know how excited I am about like all the things?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And then I feel like every time I try to do anything, the dog's eating Colin's sandwich, I have to do laundry, somebody needs me, the dog is barking. Like I want a house in the backyard, a shed. I would like a shed, much like you would like a shed, where I can just mostly live.
I told everybody the other day I was getting my own apartment, which I threaten all the time, but so I feel this. See,
Yeah.
I would have already been in trouble for saying that.
Right. I know. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the feeling? What's the emotion when you think about all of that?
It is just like a tightness of the chest of just like I'm never the thought then becomes I'm never gonna actually get these things that I want to get done.
I'm never going to get, would it be safe to say, I'm never going to get like anything done. I'm never going to get anything
I don't get quite a bit like I'm never going to have the space to focus to get my big goals done. To get the important things done.
I'm never going to get the important things done. Okay.
Because too much time spent doing the random little shit.
I'm never going to get the important things done, which leaves you feeling a tightness in your chest. Frustration.
Yeah.
And what do you do when you're feeling frustrated?
And then continue down that frustration spiral.
Yeah. You try to muscle your way through things. Yeah.
What's that?
Would you say that you ruminate on the thought that I'm never going to be able to
Yeah.
Spin. Which just leads to more frustration.
Yeah.
What do you not do?
Well, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I mean, I like to think that I try to be like, all right, like forget this little stuff can wait. And I try to reprioritize the big stuff. And I try to tell myself, hey, the kids are going to be at school soon. Like the quiet is coming. And then I question myself, like, why do I even bother trying to get anything done before? And then I'm like, well, maybe I should just like meditate and work out and do all those things, even though I've been better with that. But it just goes down into a whole questioning, like all of my life choices. Just because like the dog.
No big deal.
Just because the dog ate something off the counter.
Right. Well, that's because you ruminate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And you spin. Okay. Let me ask the same question a different way. So what I said was, when you're feeling frustrated, what do you not do? Let me ask it a different way. If you were able to do what you wanted to do, what would you be doing?
Oh, I would have chunks of time that I am able to sit and focus and there is no interruptions.
So you would focus and you would work.
Yeah, with no interruptions. Like no dog bark. Nobody asking me a question. No laundry needing to be done. Like just literally like I don't exist.
Right.
To anyone except what I'm working on.
So the reason I asked the question that way is because if that's what you would do if you had the space, that's exactly what you are not doing.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it is so funny how you can ask it a different way and it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, they teach us that. Isn't that interesting? Because sometimes just the rephrasing of the question hits your brain different, right? So you are not focusing and working on the things because you have all of these interruptions. And the result is the big projects or the big things, the big goals, they don't get done.
They will get done, but I want them to get done
faster.
Yeah, like I want to work on them.
So they take longer. Yeah. So the result is big goals take longer. What is I'm asking you as much as I'm asking myself, what is the circumstance here?
Oh, I was going to say, with those big goals take longer, it's not necessarily the big goals take longer. Like I am on in the morning, like that is when I'm like most excited to work and also the best mentally, but that is also when there's the most going on.
Oh, right.
I mean, and now it's not too late. Like Colin just left for school, but then stuff starts hitting my calendar, which I try not to have things in the morning. Like I try to push stuff till the afternoon, but it doesn't always work. But when today I don't have anything else until 1. So
well, that's good. And we'll be done in 15 minutes. So
I know. Yeah.
When you have the thought, I'm never going to get the important things done, and you feel frustrated, you spin, you don't focus, and the big goals take longer because you're thinking I'm never going to get these things done. You know that everything becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
But it's not. So the circumstance, oh, this is good. That's what it is. It took me a second. The circumstance are the interruptions.
Mm-hmm.
That interruptions in of themselves are neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I interrupted you,
well, to talk about work,
I would guess that your thought would be totally different. You wouldn't be thinking, oh, why is she asking me questions? I can never get anything done. People bother. You'd be like, yeah, let's go. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? You would totally different thought about the same circumstance.
Right.
That different thought would produce, obviously, a different emotion. If it were me, you were talking to me, you would probably be excited and energized and super focused. And then you would get all kind of shit done.
Right. When we have
you'd be like, let's go. But the
mistress apartment in West Virginia. Go ahead.
Right. But the reason is because of the thought.
Right.
The circumstance is the same. I would still be interrupting you. But you would have a different thought about me than you would about the dog. And I first of all, I appreciate that. Thank you. But the circumstance, this is good. Interruptions, questions, the dog needing whatever. I'm never going to get the important things done. You probably like sigh and roll your eyes and get that tightness in your chest. You feel frustrated. You ruminate, you spin, which means cyclical. And then the big things take longer.
Yeah.
We cannot change circumstances. They're facts and they're neutral. The only thing you can change here is your thought about that circumstance. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to like it.
Right.
But I wonder, and I actually don't know the answer to this. I wonder, because if we figure it out for you, then I'm going to benefit as well. I wonder if there's a different thought about, I'm paralleling like your interruptions are my parents interrupting me, the noises and all the things that go on here. And it's not, I don't have it nearly as bad as you do, but I wonder if there's a different thought you could have about the interruptions and the questions that would serve you better. Okay, obviously the answer is yes.
Is there a way to flip it into a gratitude that like, hey, I got a house full of people that I love?
Yeah, sure. That doesn't hurt. I mean, makes you feel better.
But I still want to work.
Right. So we have 10 minutes to uncover a thought. Find a new thought that feels believable and true and good and makes you have a new emotion that's not frustration. Even if that emotion at this point is just neutrality, it's not that you're going to be happy or excited about it.
Yeah.
And one thought is gratitude. Yeah, I'm thankful for these people. I'm thankful for the dog, of course. But that's not going to be enough for you. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Because you still want to work and you still want to be productive. I wonder if this isn't showing up in your life as part of your scarcity around time.
100%. I mean, I know I still have a huge time scarcity deficit.
Because here's the thing. If you were being interrupted like crazy all day, but your thought was, I own time. I get shit done all the time. I'm amazingly productive and efficient in small windows.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Right.
Therefore, it's not the interruptions.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the common denominator is there's never enough time.
Yeah.
Which I have right here on my computer. Time is an illusion. I am where time comes from. I have all the time I need, but
you still don't believe it.
It has not worked its way into my conscious or subconscious brain yet.
No, you still don't believe it. It's like me with the money. 220,000. There's still a lack in my mind.
Right.
Still wasn't enough.
Oh.
Why?
I don't know. Like, how do I like, do I need proof? But I know I need to have the faith before I have the proof.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk to me about like when we've had this conversation before. When you started your photography business, it was not difficult for you to get clients. You just got clients, you built your business. It was like easy because you believed that there were clients.
Right.
You believed that you could figure it out even if you weren't the best yet.
Right.
You believed in your product and your service. You believed in yourself to deliver. You believed in your pricing.
Here's the thing. I believe that I'll get it done. Like, I don't believe that I'm not going to be able to hit the March 1st, whatever. Like, so I know I'll hit it. But I don't know. Cause I'm like always working up against this, like 2:30 is like it. Like 2:30 is stop time around here.
And guess what that produces for you? Lack.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at the gap.
Right.
You are focused on the gap and the lack. And I'm not judging you.
No,
3 o'clock is mine.
Yeah. So no, it is. I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to get this done in 5 hours.
But what if you said, I'm going to get done exactly what I need to get done in 5 hours? Oh man, I have 5 hours? Are you kidding? Yeah. That's amazing. I have until 2:30.
That sounds great. I don't believe it.
What could you believe? So Brooke was talking to a weight loss person recently and that hates their body. And I hate my body, right? And she's like, well, could you love your body? And the person is like, no, that's gross. There's no way I could love my body. And she said, okay, I want you to just say, I have a body.
Yeah, right.
It's called a ladder thought.
Yeah.
So if you
I can believe I have 5 hours.
Because it's true. You do have 5 hours. Mm-hmm. So what if you wrote down, I have 5 hours? And that's a fact that you can that's a ladder thought. Mm-hmm. You can believe that because it's true.
Right.
Start there.
Uh-huh.
And then we're working towards looking at 5 hours as like, oh my gosh, that's so much time.
Yeah.
Wow. I
can get a lot done in 5 hours. I can get
so much done in 5 hours because the truth is you can. Mm-hmm. And you know you can.
Right.
You just want more.
Ting, ting, ting.
Hey, fair enough. So do I. But we have to look at what we've been given because we can't change the circumstance. I can't change 3 o'clock just like you can't change 2:30. The bus shows up at the church. I have to physically be there to pick him up. But I also know this season is temporary.
Right.
So that helps me to think it's not that I'm never going to have more time. I will. I don't have as much as I want right now. That's true. But man, I've got 5 hours. I got till 3 o'clock. What? I will get so much done. But if you continue to think I'm never going to get the big stuff done and feel frustrated, it's not going to happen. All problems are thought problems. All problems. It's nothing to do with the circumstance. It's how we're thinking about it. Because I want you to hang on to the fact that speak of the devil.
Hey, leave it. Come.
If I interrupted you, same circumstance, you would have a different thought and you would have a different outcome. Mm-hmm. So if we could shift the thought.
I like the thought of just focusing on the hey, I have this, like a neutral thought to unplug the negative instead of I only have 5 hours. Just, all right, no, I have 5 hours.
I have 5 hours. And it's okay to wish for more.
Right.
It's fair.
Yep.
I wish I had 15 today.
Yeah.
And all the energy to go with it. But at some point, if you had 15 hours,
I wouldn't have the energy to do that.
Right.
Anyway.
You'd run out. Yeah. You'd run out of steam. Right. So I wonder if 5 hours is not only what you have, but it's exactly what you need based on the amount of energy and focus you can expend.
Yeah.
So what if more actually made it worse? If you've ever been in situations where you've had too much time.
Oh yeah. You just drag it out.
Yeah. So maybe the 5 hours is exactly what Nicole needs.
Yeah.
Because it forces you to
my
focus.
$1 million business in 20 hours a week.
Right. I mean, no problem.
Yep.
So if you're building $1 million business, 1.2 million in 20 hours a week, 5 hours a day is more than enough. Perfect. Yeah. Because even if you worked 5 days a week, 5 times 5 is 25, which means now you're down to 4 days a week. 4 days a week at 5 hours. This is actually what you want. What if the thought was, I want 5 hours?
This is what I want.
Holy shit.
Yep. I have 5 hours.
What I want. This
is what I want. It's combination. I have 5 hours and this is what I want.
And both of those are true, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's not even a stretch for you to believe this. This is actually training you to create your $1.2 million business in 20 hours a week. Thank goodness you have these constraints.
Wow. Oh, no, 100%, because then I would sit on my desk all the time.
So would I. I'd never leave it.
I would love it.
I would never leave. I'd go get some food. Maybe. Do you see this?
Uh-huh.
This stuff is mind-blowing. It is so good. The 5 hours is exactly
what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And not what I need, because I don't believe what I need, but I do believe what I want.
Yeah. 5 hours is what I want. I mean, which means if that's true, and it is, that's the thought. So all the interruptions are happening, circumstances are the same, but the thought is 5 hours is what I want. Then you feel excited because I'm building.
Well, and also it allows me to believe it. It's like, because I do have 5 hours of fairly uninterrupted time. Like when these kids are at school, dog goes to daycare on Tuesdays.
Favorite day.
And truly, when I'm sitting down and doing focus work, I've started a new process where I close my office door, I put the dog in the crate, and I put on some of the brain music.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can get behind. I have 5 hours is exactly what I want. And when I sneak in, then it becomes when I'm sneaking in something here and there, that's just bonus. That's because I want to.
Bonus.
That's not part of my, I have to be working.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It's because
it's not I have a few minutes. Let me do this.
Right. It's not coming from
lack. Oh my God. That would 100% change the reaction. When I get interrupted at 8:15, I'm like, I'm not supposed to be working. This is not part of my 5 hours.
Right. It's bonus if you do.
Yeah.
Right. But if not, the 5 hours is what you want anyway.
You just unlocked a whole new level.
Let me tell you how this how awesome this is. I used to believe there's no way I could get somebody a transformation in 20 minutes.
We're like, oh, look, it's 9:20 right on the dot.
I changed the thought. Recently, very recently.
Yeah, right.
That I could rock somebody's world in 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're shrinking that down to 5 for our fast hot seats.
I've seen Brooke do it in 5. I've seen a lot of master coaches do it in 10.
Yeah.
And when I'm totally open when we start the conversation and yeah, I mean, I'm with you. This is a big problem. I have it too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But you get to the thoughts and what you want. Holy crap. This is it's a game. It's like you said, next level unlocked.
Unlocked. I just had the secret level. It's unlocked now. Okay.
All right. Go tell everybody how awesome it is to get transformed in 20 minutes. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Amazing. All right. I'll talk to you probably in 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Bye. Okay. Welcome back. What did you guys think? Was it pretty incredible how we went from the beginning where it was just frustration and feeling like I just don't know what to do with this. This is just how things are, which is how I think we all approach a lot of things in our life. We're just this is just how it is. But if there's something that's not serving you or you're not feeling great about something, there is 100% another thought that you can choose that will lead to different feelings and will actually lead to different actions because those feelings will allow you to take more action. So the thoughts that we are telling ourselves are so unbelievably important. I really can't stress that enough. I see this so many times with people running a successful photography business and people that maybe are still struggling to get things moving. And oftentimes it is not a business problem so much as it is a thought problem. It's the stories we're telling ourselves, the limiting beliefs we're putting on ourselves, which, spoiler alert, we all have it. Every single one of us has these limiting beliefs or these unserving thoughts. And sometimes we can't even see them. So that's when you can bring in someone else to kind of help you find them, help you figure out what they are, and then help you reverse them, help you come up with another thought that serves our goals better. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks again for joining us. If you like that and you want to get some of Heather's ninja coaching powers for yourself, definitely go check out that Elevate program. It is at www.hairofthedogacademy.com/elevate. Life-changing. I got to tell you, it's a pretty small program still, and we had 5, maybe 6 photographers hit 6 figures for the first time through the Elevate program. Coincidence? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it comes down to they were able to finally break through some of these limiting beliefs and take the action they know they needed to take in a way that was way more successful because of how important the stories that we tell ourselves are. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this week, and I'll see you next week.